See, our people from Arkansas, man, and people used to think we lived in casinos. You know what I mean? They thought that we was living. They thought we was rich and we lived in casinos.
And what you learn is that the people from Vegas don't even go to the casino.
Never. We never go to the strip. Like.
What you heard? Yeah. What you heard? What you heard? You can hear a motherfucking thing.
Hey yo, what's up, people? It's your boy Tizzle from Pilot Talk by Tizzle. I'm here with Choc.
215 Real Exposure, the Real Exposure Show.
Yes, sir. And Skinny, of course.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment.
Run it up.
Also, if you have any music, make sure you send it to the Gmail code 7@gmail.com.
That's the only way we gonna get it.
Like bro said, man, we got this is a very special guest.
Absolutely.
This is like a vet in the game. Like,
so we trying to get in.
Yeah, you've been doing it for a while. So we got a vet in the game.
That's right.
Probably didn't spoke to some of your favorite artists, some of your favorite DJs. But we'll let her fully introduce herself.
Yeah.
Choc, go ahead and give them, just let them know a little bit about you.
Where to find you?
Well, I go by the name of Choc Babe. My brand is the Real Exposure Show. I provide information, resources, and opportunities, and I inspire others to never give up on their dreams. I have a radio station. I've been doing internet radio, the Real Exposure Show, for 10 years. I just celebrated my 10th year anniversary, January 5th.
Yeah,
I have worked with some of your favorites, like you say, from DJs like DJ Self, DJ Envy, some of your favorite battle rappers, Murder Mook, Smack, The Baby was actually on my show, Dr. Umar. That's just a couple names to throw out there.
That's his boy, Dr. Umar.
And then you had Gilly.
Oh, Gilly, yeah, definitely Gilly. That's the home
team. That's one of my favorite niggas right there, man. Yeah. I used to watch his show like before we started doing this. I was on Gilly. Man, I was on that tough. Even him on his personality, like his personality. Gilly is a fool.
He's an entertainer. You know, he's a good person. That's family. That's the home team. Anytime I like, yo, Gil, you know, I want to go to DC. I need you to host, and he be like, Choc, come on. But he'll make it happen. So it's just all love.
Shout out to Gilly, man. Yeah. And you said you was doing the internet radio for 10 years.
For 10 years.
So you was on it before it was popping in.
Yeah, for sure. So when I started out in 2012, there was literally probably like 4 shows out of the city.
Right.
Like it was one major internet platform, and that was called Batcave Radio, and that's where you would have all of your elite entertainers come through.
I remember Batcave.
Yeah. I heard that too.
Yeah. So they was like the first and the original
to start it.
That really started, and then you had people develop right after that. But I would say they was the first one to really stamp it in the city, because they would have like your Quilly, your Georgia Hatch, your AR Abs and your Meek Mills, like. But it would. I kind of like took from their format, because my whole thing was I saw that they were only focused on the elites, and I was like, it's so much more talent outside of the your little circle, your elite circle, and you really had to kind of be a name to be on there. So it wasn't really an opportunity for people that really people didn't know. Yeah. So that's where I created that. How they like find a missing opportunity or missing lane. So that was what I added in. Like, okay, well, it's talent that's out here just as talented as these elites, or even more talented, but they don't get the opportunity. So I created the platform.
What made you even get into it though? Like, because we grew up on the radio. Right. And to keep it real, out here in the city, like, they still catching on.
Right.
In Vegas, they still just now catching on to the internet radio.
That's crazy.
So what made you like step on the edge for that? Because that's different.
It is very different, but that's something about me. I've always been unique. I've always been trying to be ahead of the curve. I don't like to do what everybody doing. I'm innovative. I'm a trendsetter. So just to be quite honest, I was doing promo in the clubs prior. I had a girl group. We used to party, and I made a name. And a female that I met from partying and stuff like that, she's like, I know the owner of the radio station. You want to do a radio show? And that's literally how it happened.
That's crazy.
Right.
It's, even with you saying that, like, we got a lot in common, because even starting this platform, we wanted to focus on, not so much focus on who you know, but who you should know.
Right.
Coming up in Philly, Supreme, like, you coming up 10 years ago, so like, you got Beans, you got Freeway, you got all them coming up, and then y'all in the like, how was that? Because you going into a real tough market
and a male dominant market.
Male dominated industry. It's because I knew everybody. Like I said, I come from the party promotion world, so I kind of knew everybody, and everybody kind of rock with me. Like I'm the life of the party, so I kind of had like some popularity already, you know. So it was nothing to like build those connections, and they just they from your neighborhood that you went to school with them. It's always some type of relationship or some type of connection. And if you're not a weirdo out here, then you know what I'm saying, like you cool. Like
when did you move to Cali?
In 2018. December 2018, so 3 years.
Okay, what was that like? What was that like as far as the climate change?
Get into it. No, California, like to be totally honest, I came out here to California. Well, we in Vegas, but I came to Cali 2018 for All-Star Weekend, right?
Man.
Okay. So I had got into all the clubs for free based on the people that I knew and things like that, and they was charging $100 to get in the club.
Absolutely.
And they was charging like literally for they're like a love seat and a coffee table $5,000. Yeah. But they would have like Meek or Cardi B or you know all the different celebrities. So I'm like, wait, I do this, but I just do it on a smaller scale. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm booking like DJ Envy, you know, he's still kind of up there with them or whatever. Like so, but I'm just like, it just wasn't where so I was charging $100 and $5,000 for the section. You know what I'm saying? Like so, I'm like that's a small scale like that, but I'm bringing in like your heavy elite.
Same blueprint.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, it just opened my mind. I'm like, this is where the money is. Like here, I'm like, here it is. I'm doing $20 tickets, and people was bitching and complaining and like, give me a discount or you know. And I'm like, and when I went there and I didn't see nobody like cursing nobody out at the door, everybody paying their little $100 to get in, and they $5,000, and I'm seeing this. And it just opened my mind. It opened me up like, this is where I need to be. Right. And that was like the attraction to get me to come to Cali. But when I got here, it was a whole different situation.
Did you think you was going to like a Hollywood type situation? A lot of people, when they come from the East Coast and they go to Cali, they think like Hollywood. Like,
for real.
I kind of already had a vision of what I wanted to materialize, so I didn't have like any fake preconceived notions for myself. It was like, you know, I'm just going to get here, I'm gonna brand myself, I'm gonna put what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna put myself out there, and I'm gonna just make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But I thought that I was going to get out here, hit the ground running. I got here and went through like a whole spiritual transformation and learned some new information, and it was like, I had took a whole sit down for like a second. I still was doing shows and stuff, but I wasn't doing it on my monthly consecutive basis. And I've been doing shows from 2012 all the way up until 2018 to December 2018 when I moved to Cali. Every month, I never missed 1 month. Never.
Wow. Yeah, he was working.
Wow. Yeah, you feel me? But when I got to Cali, it was like, okay, I got to do some things differently now. Like this strategy, it worked, but it's time to take it to the next level. And I'm not in survival mode no more. I don't gotta like work as hard. I just gotta kind of like figure out what I've built and how to restructure and make it work where I'm at right now.
How did your family and stuff feel about you moving? Because moving is a big step, man. Like a lot of people don't have the heart to move, and that's why they be stuck in their positions, man. Like people don't. I tell people all the time, you don't know how another part of the world is gonna embrace you. Right. You might go somewhere else and be who you thought. Well, that's where you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? You can feel it, and like people be scared because this is their comfort zone, even if they have nothing going on. And that'd be the craziest thing. Like people be content with staying where they at forever, even if nothing's popping for them. Or so. What made you? I mean, how did your family feel about that?
Well, as far as how my family felt, I don't have like a super duper big family or whatever. And it's California, so friends, like my close family that I did create and make my family, they all for it. It's like, you know, California is the place to go. I can't wait to visit. Like when I moved out of Philly, I moved to Lancaster. Well, we have a Pennsylvania Lancaster where I'm at. Like my colleague got a Lancaster too. We got a Lancaster. It's the same difference from LA and Lancaster. So it's like when I moved to Lancaster, nobody was trying to come see me. I was out there for 2 years before I moved to Cali. I probably had like 5 friends probably came there for 2 years. But in Cali, you know, these people came to see me. Like, so it was like, it was, you know, that wasn't a problem. They like, shit, go, I can't wait. Like,
yeah. You have any, well, I know you did tell us you got 1 kid. You have any more kids?
No, I have 3 children. Okay. I have 3 children. So, my son, he stays by himself. He's independent, got his own condo, doing his own thing. And my daughter and my youngest son, they stay with me. It was a cool transition for them. My daughter.
Yeah, I was gonna say you took them from the East Coast to the West Coast.
See, my son's still a little younger, but my daughter, like, she kind of like struggles with her friends, but she travels back and forth or whatever. But it was kind of like rough a little bit bit for her because she's at that age where it's like my friends, so she care about her friends, and I'm like, girl, if only you knew, like, you know what I'm saying?
You're gonna be more friends, baby.
Yeah, you're gonna be more friends. You're gonna be okay, but I can't take away how she feel, and that's her reality, you know. Right. And for what she can't see right now, but she still got to go through that. So she took it a little roughly, but she working on it.
Cause she was later in 18 when y'all moved.
Yeah.
Ooh wee.
No, 17.
Oh, 17 when y'all moved.
Okay. Yeah.
See, ooh wee,
Fresh in high school, about on their way out. So yeah, I feel.
Yeah, it's like you making me leave everything I love and learn.
Yeah, but we was in the hood, you know. So it's like, do you want to
like
be in the projects around gunshots and a whole bunch of poverty, or do you want to be in an environment where you don't hear children using profanity and trash everywhere but this is things that she'll get later,
Straight up.
Sacrifices. Yeah. But I got to go through that. So people just need to know, like, like the whole goal was like, I just want to get me and my family out of the hood. But it's still struggles and things, obstacles and things you got to overcome, even in that whole transition. So, like, I'm successful. I say I'm successful right now because I set a goal to get me and my family out. But I'm still working on more success to make sure my family is good and, they straight. So you're always working. You're always working towards some type of goals.
And you said she helped you kind of with the business. Like, you said she would have been vlogging or whatever with you or something.
Yeah. So my daughter, she do her own vlogging and her own thing. She don't be helping me. Like, it's a mom and daughter thing. Like, it's just like, I think once they get to a certain
they want
age,
their own individuality.
Yeah, she want her own individuality and all of that. And when she get probably like 25, 26, it's like, we ain't even that much older than each other. Like, I had y'all real young. Like,
we should be cool.
Like, we supposed to be cool and doing it together, but it's still a mom, daughter, a dad. It's like, it's certain levels. Like, or when they real young, you're probably tight. And it's like when they get an adult, but it's like that teen. You kind of get rocky, like,
How did they feel when they start seeing you? Excuse me, bro. How did you feel? How did they feel when they start seeing you interview certain people? Because I know they don't
care. My children,
kids always like that.
Yeah, they don't care. They're not, because they at home with me. They not entertained by nothing. They don't care. They not them type of children.
So they don't be seeing the baby and shit. Like,
they don't care.
That's crazy.
My son don't even listen to hip. He 14. He don't even listen to hip hop or he.
What do you listen to?
He like classical music, rock
14?
stuff. I swear, yeah, he's very
genius.
Yeah, he's a genius. He's very eclectic. He don't listen to hip hop. He don't. So we got one song by 21 Savage. What is that famous song? No. Something you talking about money or something. 1 million, 2 million.
Oh,
that record.
Yeah.
Like that's the only rapper song that I can refer to that I can like. If I play this, my son gonna like it, but I don't know nothing else. Like you don't. Yeah,
that's
just one record. Like one record.
Well, who was it for you that you had interviewed where it was like, okay, I'm really making some noise now? Like who was
Dr. Umar?
Dr. Umar.
Dr. Umar.
I mean Umar.
Yeah, definitely. Dr. Umar.
Like, you had him years ago, so you had him kind of like his...
No, I just did on that last year.
Oh, last year?
Yeah, last year.
Okay. Because he had an on and off thing. Like, then people started saying, oh, he just scamming and stuff like that. Then people started backlashing him at one point.
But that's what anybody,
that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
So when you're fighting for a cause and you have a certain level of information and knowledge that everybody don't have, like you got to understand people live in a poverty mindset. So they think that anything that's with success or anything that wants to help is some underlying shaky shit with it. It is like that's not always true, and you can't be getting like caught up in other people's beliefs and what they think. Like I go off my own experiences,
Absolutely.
If I meet you and you're good to me and we do good business, and if you did bad business with somebody else, I can't really speak on that because our business I didn't have that experience. I don't know what that person, what's your agreement. I don't, so I try to keep myself out of that. I try to keep myself, if we got good rapport and you have always shown yourself to be solid in my eyes, and if I feel your energy, because I'm a, energy person, then I know what's up, And
we all know BS travels faster.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So that's why when I hear something, like you said, I always judge a person on how they treat me because I don't know what you did to them to make them treat you like that.
Right.
People never tell you the full story.
Okay.
Right. That's like you meet a chick and then she tell you some bad stuff about her baby daddy or whatever the situation situation is you can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna believe everything that come out this girl mouth.
Facts.
Cause this dude might be cool. She might be tripping. You done had a girl that tripped before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I feel you on that 100%.
For sure.
Sure. I know, like Dr. Umar, like I fall out, and that's what made me say it, like ask it, because I'm the same way when it comes to like I feel like his message haven't changed, right? Whether you agree with some of the things he say or not, the message haven't changed. Like he's clearly speaking to help us, to teach us. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope for you to even come across him.
Yeah, we from the same city, so and it's all about changing your mindset. I was
just finna say that.
Yeah,
that's what I was finna bring up. Being from Philly, it seemed like y'all just have this. Oh, you from Philly? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Only when you like not in the city. Like if you out of the city, it's kind of like that. But like if you in the city, it's like
that makes sense because that make you you want a piece of home. That's like a piece of home. Like that makes sense.
Okay,
that's probably why like a lot of cats from Cali come out here and they kick it together, even though they know they wouldn't kick it back home. You know what I'm saying? Because like we still know the same stuff. We still
it's a mutual connection that you got. It's an understanding. Like y'all, we can speak a different lingo that me like we wouldn't speak because we from the same place, but he not from there, so yeah.
They wouldn't catch
that yeah, that makes sense. Now that you say it like that, it makes sense because like when you meet people like Philly, Baltimore, New York, different stuff like that, like they just collide. Like no matter what field they in, like you could be in hip hop, you could be a basketball player, you could be a doctor. If you from this area, we just what I'm saying.
Certain language, in certain stores, you know, like you can reminisce, bring back memories.
Like I'm one of them. Like I got follow Will Smith, and I'm like, he, oh, you from Philly? I'm like, what is going on in Philly?
Yeah.
Like every time y'all run across somebody from Philly, y'all be like, hey.
Yeah, but let us meet back home. Let us meet back home. We ain't fucking with you. We looking at you like.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So being able to, like, you talk to the babies, you talk to the different artists, within they come up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What? How did that feel, or what was the watching them transcend? Because you watch artists and people transcend within their career.
Right.
How was it to see that? Was you like?
It's inspiring.
Right, okay.
Because it lets you know that it's capable.
Yeah.
You can do it. And I think a lot of people are visual learners. So when you see something materialize, it's like, oh wow, I can really, really do this. Especially if they was on your platform. Like I literally had the baby on my platform 2017, and then like 2 years later he had the number one record in the country.
Right.
So that's the biggest rap star that I had on my show, and I'm watching him from the ground level put himself out there. Like, yo, I'm just coming from DC, and now I'm coming to your show, and I'm about to go this place and that place, and to see him have his camera guy to put the footage and stuff together, to put it out, and I'm like, damn, I ain't even put my show footage out. He put it up before me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm like,
that's nice. Yeah, that's
so
dope.
it just shows you how determined and how hungry and how serious he was. So for him to have that to be the number one, rapper in the country, 2 years later, it was like, I seen it. Just by how he was moving. Yeah. When he came to my show, he was very polite. He was branding himself. He was a people person. So a lot of the stuff that people see behind the scene and stuff like that, on the scene, behind the scenes, you don't see like people how they carry themselves. And I don't have anything negative. He didn't come in there with saying bitches and hoes and talking crazy. A lot of the shenanigans we see for like marketing strategies and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. Publicity stunts and but when you meet somebody, you can get a good rapport, like how they carry themselves. I'm like, oh, that's publicity.
That's why I speak a lot on character. Like when you know someone's character, because in this entertainment field, people will destroy your character.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like fast.
I
try. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like you said, to meet the baby within that element, like. You can hear something and be like, nah, his character not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's dope to have that, because we know this field, it'll be real
a person to destroy themselves just to destroy you.
Facts.
Like for real, we see it all the time. Like it's like they kamikazes. Like, man, I'm willing. Both of us gonna get up out of here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's crazy. And like speaking on like hip hop and our culture period, it's like we always feel like they got to be number one. And I be thinking that's what's weird. Like, you don't hear like R&B singers saying, I'm the best R&B singer ever.
Well, now you do.
Yeah,
now you do.
now. But growing up, you didn't hear nothing like that.
That wasn't the thing. It was more like a hip hop.
Yeah, it was
competitive.
Like a culture.
Hip hop is competitive, though.
Yeah. It was like a culture. And then back in the day, though, like, it's like they show love, though.
Yeah.
Like, you hear a dude from New York, he gonna up all his partners. You know what I mean? Now it's like me. You know what I mean? And I think
that's by design.
Oh, that's exactly.
Yeah,
that's definitely by design.
That's definitely by design, and that's why I say it's necessary for people like me, people like yourself, that is able to see through the smoke and mirrors, and because it takes certain type of people to be able to deliver messages. So like I say, I stand between two worlds, two generations. I'm the old heads for the young bucks, and I'm the old heads young buck. And instead of me being like, oh, these young bucks be tripping, and like I ain't never been in the club twerking and having fun. It's just that I don't grow up in the camera. Though everything's on camera, but that don't mean that I didn't have fun. Like, I come from the party promotion world, partying in clubs. Thank God Instagram wasn't out back then.
Oh yeah,
because you probably pull all types of crazy ass videos up or be acting wild, drinking, driving the boat, and I don't want that to be out there. Like right now, today, like you know what I'm saying? Place. Yeah, I'm at a whole different mindset. So it's just like, but I'm not judging because I did have fun. So I want people to have fun. But just don't stay stuck in that element. Learn, grow, and just don't stay there. Like, you can't be 40 years old, not owning a house, still on welfare, still fighting, getting locked up. Like, it's like, come on.
You have to grow up.
You have to grow.
You have to grow. Yeah, all the time.
And in certain situations, but we can't make excuses for everything. Like, you making life choices with your decision making.
Yeah, and you know better. And it's crazy because, like, as you get older, you see so many other people grow into who they are.
Right.
So I think that if that don't make you start doing some soul searching, nothing will. Like, if you and your homeboys, y'all kick it every day, then once y'all hit about 21, 20, certain ones get jobs. Certain ones is in college. Certain ones move around, getting a family and all that. And you still in the same exact spot, you know what I mean? With nothing against you. Like, I know people that don't have a record or nothing. They just literally just there. And they be like, damn, like, he gonna be there when I go over there in 2 years. He gonna be there in 3 years, So
then you wonder why people don't want to be around you. Then you wonder why, like, your mind, if we're not on the same type of time, we don't have the same conversation. I don't want to talk about who stamps got cut off or who effing who baby dad. Like,
I don't care about that.
I don't care. Like I'm a full-time CEO. I'm just leaving a full-time meetup with CEOs. Shout out to Will Roundtree from Vegas. He's one of the top financial literacy teachers out here. And I'm just leaving that, and billionaires in the building. Like, so millionaires in the building.
It was a good show.
It was definitely great resourceful information, connections, things like that. And it's like, because I'm just so sick of my man just got locked up, or my man he had smoked anybody. It's like, but bro, like, do you have any successful people you can contact?
Man.
Do you have anybody that can talk you out of going to go kill somebody?
For
like
real.
I'm tired of that shit. Like, I'm so over it.
How the fuck you winning if you lost to this? Niggas think they own, so they get off in this. It's easy to get crossed in this. On TOP, we gon' get far from this. Step up in they town and burn it down like I'm a horse.